Have you ever wondered why some days your energy, your focus, and even your erections feel stronger, while other days nothing seems to work, no matter what you try? The surprising culprit might be something as simple as how you drink your water. I'm Dr. Nora Blake, a urologist who's spent years helping men protect and restore their sexual health without gimmicks or guesswork. In today's video, I'm going to show you exactly why hydration is one of the most overlooked keys to better blood flow, balanced testosterone, and lasting confidence in the bedroom, and how to do it right. By the end, you'll have a practical science-backed plan you can start today. Before we dive in, I'd love to know, what decade were you born in and where are you watching from? Drop it in the comments so we can connect and so I can bring you more tips tailored to men in your stage of life. And if you find this message helpful, hit that subscribe button so you never miss the kind of advice that keeps you healthier, stronger, and performing at your best, one day at a time. Now let's get started. If you've ever had a day where you just couldn't seem to get in the mood, couldn't keep your energy up, or found that your erections weren't as strong as you wanted, you're not alone. A lot of men immediately jump to the conclusion that it must be their age, stress, or maybe even something more serious. And while those factors can play a role, there's another possibility, one that's so basic, most men overlook it completely. I'm talking about water. The plain, simple H2O you pour into a glass every single day might just be the missing piece you've never considered. Your body is more than 60% water. Every single system, your brain, your heart, your muscles, and yes, your reproductive organs depends on it to function properly. That means when you're even mildly dehydrated, it's not just your mouth that feels dry or your skin that looks dull. Your body knows, and your penis knows too. The quality of your erections, the steadiness of your energy, the sharpness of your focus, even your libido can all be affected by something as simple as your hydration status. Now, most guys think of water as a stay-alive requirement: drink enough so you don't pass out at the gym or get heat stroke in summer. But what if I told you that the way you drink water could directly influence the blood flow that powers your erections, the testosterone that fuels your sex drive, and the vitality that keeps you feeling young? This isn't about guzzling gallons and hoping for the best. It's about understanding the science behind hydration and learning the small strategic tweaks that can transform not only your sexual performance, but also your overall well-being. And here's the kicker. Many men spend hundreds, even thousands on supplements, pills, or performance boosters, never realizing that the first step might be fixing the way they hydrate. That's what I'm here to show you. In this video, we're going to explore why water matters far more than you think, and exactly how to drink it to support your body's most important systems. By the end, you'll have a practical science-backed plan that can make a noticeable difference in your energy, your confidence, and your performance. And to start, we need to look at the foundation of every strong, lasting erection: blood flow. Think of an erection as an engineering feat, a hydraulic event to be exact. It happens when blood rushes into the vessels of the penis and stays there with enough pressure to create firmness. Without proper blood flow, there is no strong erection. It's as straightforward as that. And here's where water comes in. Your blood is mostly made of water. When you're properly hydrated, your blood becomes thinner, meaning it flows more easily. Your heart doesn't have to pump as hard to move it through your arteries, which means oxygen and nutrients are delivered more efficiently throughout your body, including to the pelvic region where it matters most during sexual activity. On the other hand, when you're dehydrated, your blood becomes thicker, more viscous. That slows its movement and makes it harder to maintain the pressure required for an erection. Imagine trying to pump syrup through a narrow hose. It's slower, requires more force, and the output is never quite as strong. That's essentially what happens in your circulatory system when you don't drink enough water. And it's not just your erections that suffer. Reduced blood flow can make you feel sluggish, mentally foggy, and even irritable. Many men don't connect these dots. They chalk up fatigue or a soft performance to stress, poor sleep, or bad luck, when in reality, dehydration may be playing a much bigger role. I've worked with men who were ready to invest in complex medical treatments for performance issues only to see dramatic improvements simply by changing their hydration habits. It's not a magic pill, but it's a crucial piece of the puzzle, and it's free. So before you rush into costly procedures or prescription solutions, ask yourself one simple question. Am I drinking enough water to keep my blood flowing at its best? Because without that, all the other fixes will have a harder time delivering results. Now, while blood flow is critical, it's only half of the story. The other half lies in your hormones, particularly testosterone. And hydration plays a role there too. That's where we're headed next. When you're not drinking enough water, your body doesn't just slow down, it switches into survival mode. And in survival mode, your biology starts making hard choices about what's essential to keep you alive and what can wait. Regulating temperature. Essential. Maintaining blood pressure. Essential. Supporting your reproductive system. Unfortunately, that gets pushed down the priority list. The reason is simple: when resources are scarce, your body focuses on the short-term, not long-term reproductive capacity. One of the biggest changes that happens in this state is hormonal. Dehydration is a stressor, and when your body is under stress, it releases more cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Think of cortisol and testosterone as sitting on opposite ends of a seesaw. When one goes up, the other tends to go down. That's because high cortisol interferes with testosterone production at multiple levels, from the brain signals that tell your testes to produce it to the enzymes that convert cholesterol into the hormone itself. Over time, even mild dehydration can keep you in a low testosterone, high cortisol loop. And it's not just about cortisol. Your liver and kidneys, which play a major role in processing and regulating hormones, rely on water to filter waste and maintain chemical balance. Without adequate hydration, their efficiency drops. That means hormones, both good and bad, can linger in your system longer than they should, throwing off your internal equilibrium. You feel it in ways you might not immediately connect to hydration. Your sex drive dips. Your energy crashes in the middle of the day. You find it harder to concentrate, and your mood might swing from restless to irritable. Many men blame these shifts on getting older, a stressful week at work, or even relationship issues. But often the silent culprit is dehydration working quietly in the background to undermine both your vitality and your confidence. That's why before I recommend expensive treatments or supplements to a patient, I ask about their hydration habits. If you're not getting this basic foundation right, everything else you try will be fighting an uphill battle. Now that you know why water matters so much, not just for your blood flow but for your hormones, it's time to talk about the how. Because the way you drink your water can be just as important as how much you drink. Most men think hydration is a numbers game. Just hit your daily quota of glasses and you're set. But your body doesn't work like a tank. You can simply fill up all at once. How you drink your water determines how well your body can absorb and use it, and that makes all the difference for your digestion, circulation, and hormone balance. First, drink slowly, not all at once. Your body can only absorb so much water at a time, and chugging an entire bottle in one go is like dumping water on dry soil. It runs right off before it has a chance to sink in. Instead, sip gradually throughout the day. This keeps your cells consistently hydrated and your circulation steady. Second, pay attention to your posture. It may sound odd, but sitting down when you drink can help. When you're seated, your muscles are more relaxed, your nervous system shifts toward a calmer state, and your digestion becomes more efficient. This in turn allows your body to regulate fluids more effectively and send blood where it's needed, including the pelvic area. Third, give your mouth a role in the process. Take small sips, hold the water briefly, and let it mix naturally with saliva before swallowing. Saliva is alkaline and contains enzymes that prepare your body for absorption. This isn't just a quirky old wellness tip, it's grounded in physiology. By priming the water this way, you're giving your digestive system a head start, making it easier for your body to use that hydration where it counts. Finally, consider the temperature. Ice-cold water might feel refreshing, but it forces your body to spend energy warming it up, and it can temporarily slow digestion. Room temperature or warm water is gentler on your system, making it easier for nutrients to be absorbed and for circulation to remain steady. Individually, these changes might seem minor, but combined they create a steady rhythm of hydration that supports everything from smoother digestion to healthier hormone levels and more responsive sexual performance. I've seen men make these simple adjustments and notice changes in just a couple of weeks: more energy in the morning, fewer afternoon crashes, and yes, stronger, more reliable erections. So now you know the why and the how of drinking water. But there's still one question I get almost every time: how much water is enough, and when should you drink it for the best results? That's where we're headed next. Now that you know why hydration matters and how to drink water the right way, let's get into the numbers and timing, because this is where most men get it wrong. The truth is, there isn't a one-size-fits-all magic number, but there is a solid range that works for the vast majority of men. For most, aiming for around 2.5 to 3 liters per day, roughly 10 to 12 glasses, is a great benchmark. But your exact needs will depend on your body size, how active you are, and the climate you live in. If you're taller, heavier, working up a sweat in the gym, or living in a hot, dry environment, you'll need more than someone who's sedentary in cooler conditions. Equally important is when you drink that water. You want to keep your hydration steady, not overload your system at the wrong times. For example, avoid downing a large amount right before bed. While that last big glass might seem harmless, it's one of the fastest ways to disrupt your sleep with nighttime bathroom trips. And poor sleep doesn't just leave you groggy. It directly lowers your testosterone production, which means you're hitting your sexual health from two angles at once. Another common mistake: chugging water immediately after a meal. This can dilute your stomach acid, making it harder to break down food and absorb nutrients. Instead, give your body about 30 minutes after eating before you start drinking again. The same goes for eating water-rich fruits, like watermelon or oranges. These already contain a lot of liquid, and adding more water right away can interfere with digestion. Waiting around an hour helps keep your digestive system working smoothly. One of the simplest ways to know if you're on track is to pay attention to your urine color. Pale yellow. You're right where you want to be. Dark yellow means you're behind and need to drink more. Completely clear all the time. That might sound good, but it can actually be a sign that you're overhydrating, which can throw off your electrolyte balance. This is why the old belief that more water is always better just isn't true. Consistent overhydration can stress your kidneys and make you feel more tired, not less. Once you start adjusting your intake and timing with these principles in mind, you'll notice more stable energy, fewer digestive issues, and yes, better sexual performance. And that brings us to the final piece of the puzzle: making hydration a habit you do with purpose, so you're not just surviving day to day, but actually thriving. Here's the part I want to leave you with. Water is not just a survival tool, it's a performance tool. It doesn't just keep you alive, it keeps you operating at your peak. From the blood flow that powers your erections, to the hormonal balance that drives your libido, to the steady energy that carries you through the day, proper hydration touches everything. And the difference between just enough to get by and enough to perform comes down to being intentional about both how and when you drink. What really makes the impact isn't a single hack or a one-time fix. It's consistency. A steady daily rhythm of smart hydration will do more for your sexual health, your mood, and your confidence than any supplement or magic pill on the market. You don't need a prescription to start. You don't need to overhaul your entire lifestyle overnight. You just need to start making the choice to hydrate the right way every day. The most surprising thing: small daily changes compound into huge results over time. I've seen men who thought they needed complicated treatments discover that simply mastering their hydration was enough to spark major improvements. Within weeks, they had more energy, better focus, stronger performance, and a renewed sense of confidence, not just in the bedroom, but in every part of their lives. So here's my challenge to you. Starting today, be deliberate with your water. Follow the principles we've talked about: how much, when, and how to drink, and stick with it for a month. Pay attention to how you feel, how you perform, and how much more in control you feel of your own body. And remember, hydration is just one pillar. If you want to keep building on your results, there are other powerful lifestyle habits like specific types of exercise, sleep optimization, and targeted nutrition that will take your health and performance even further. We'll explore those in future videos, so stay tuned. For now, commit to this one change and give yourself the chance to experience what it's like to not just survive, but thrive.